Oh, okay. Hi, it's Sunday night. It's Sunday night. It's hot in Los Angeles, and that means pants are optional. Wait, welcome to another week of the Illuminerdi Wrestling Order. I am Jay, of course. I'm joined by Pumps, Nate. I don't know who's on each side because I'm looking in a different direction, but we're back to talk more pro wrestling talk for all you masses that are tuning in to watch the show. We do appreciate you for it. But let me bring in the guys, starting with Big Nate Dog. What's going on, Nate?
How's it going? It's great. It was a great weekend for me, as opposed to the week in wrestling. The Green Bay Packers have advanced to the NFC Championship and finally get a home game. So I was very excited about that. The funny thing is that the game was also on my lady's birthday. So I had to I was really hoping that the game was going to be on Sunday, because I had this whole thing. I was making her dinner. I was doing this whole deal. And then they had it on Saturday. And I just went, listen, honey, I know it's your birthday. And it's a good thing, because if the Packers lose, I'm going to need a minute.
In fairness, the Packers were there first.
Yeah, it's true. You see, this is why I love you, Pumps.
Happy birthday, Rose.
But yes, so the Packers won, so I was in a great mood. I drank a couple bottles of champagne. Ooh. Not because it was that big of a deal, because we've been there before, but because my lady opened it for her birthday, yada yada yada. Made some dinner, had a great weekend.
Oh, I can't wait to buy my baby shower gift. And how are you doing, Pumps? How was the week for you?
It was a great week. I'm not in a new space, but I have new equipment. Hooray!
Look at this 4K mustache.
Yes.
Get into it. Get close.
I'm not in 3P anymore. We've got a new camera and microphone, so
Turbo Pump 16.
Turbo Pump.
Exactly. Blast processing, baby.
That sounds like a great name for a special video.
Pumps is on Laserdisc now.
Yes. Finally stepping it up. We'll be on HD DVD in 2023, baby.
I'm gonna miss the extreme focus in for no real reason.
I was sliding under the radar with it for a good 6 weeks, and then once y'all finally noticed it, I was like, well, shit, now I gotta do something about it.
I thought you were, I swear, and I'm gonna stay by that. I thought you were doing it on purpose, because the timing of it was always when me or Nate said something questionable, and then your camera would be like, doop, doop.
It's every time I moved. So I would always stay super still. But if I would move at all, it'd be like, wah!
That's awesome. So we have all upgraded our equipment needs. Nate has upgraded his household with bottles of champagne and the PAX one. So good for them. But back to the news at hand. We're going to talk some pro wrestling.
How was your weekend, Jay?
Yeah.
Let me see. How was my weekend? It was nice that it was sunny. I'm still over here playing Farmer John, growing stuff in the backyard, but I'm very boring, so there wasn't too much going on. I enjoyed a weekend off.
It's not that you're boring, it's just that pandemic is highly limiting what you can do on a daily basis.
No, I'm pretty whack. I'm just pretty whack.
Also, you're
not if you live in the South.
Bro, did you see that Chiefs game today? That shit was half full. I was like, Jesus, how many people are leaving with COVID?
Exactly. Oh my God. It's just, I'm almost scared to leave the house now. I go around the backyard, I walk the dog, and that's pretty much it. I was happy to have a weekend off for once, because I've been working a lot lately, so it was cool to just kind of lounge. But the 80 degrees, while awesome, sucked because I couldn't go nowhere. So, the gift and the curse of living in Los Angeles. But I'm happy to be back with you guys. It's always good to be back with you guys, so that's cool. That's the highlight of the weekend.
Not anywhere. That's a good segment for these WWE storylines.
And the WWE, is there relief in start? I'm gonna let you kick it off, Nate. Is there some relief in sight? Do we have anything good to talk about the WWE?
Well, Drew McIntyre tested positive for COVID.
Joe did.
We didn't talk about that last week, right? Because sometimes I miss shit.
No, it didn't happen. No. They didn't announce till Monday morning.
Okay, right. Good. I'm surprised that on Raw this week they let him say that he had tested positive for COVID, because up until then, if I'm not mistaken, I know Pumps is our statistician.
No, you're right.
weren't addressing fucking COVID whatsoever. It was just people would just disappear.
Yep.
Right?
Must be nice, because you're right. I mean, look at how many people about, and they just mysteriously got injured or whatever, but they actually incorporated it into the storyline. Maybe it's because we're getting new leadership and they don't have, their friend in office anymore pretty soon. So I don't know. Maybe they're just being a little bit more upfront with things.
WWE Hall of Famer Donald John Trump.
I don't really understand why they never addressed it.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Was it really political?
Yes.
Like, is that what? Really?
Yes.
Because it seems like if you're trying to be real, and we'll get into some other things in a little bit regarding a 16-time world champion and his daughter. But if you're trying to like cross this, run this line of real and make believe, why wouldn't you want the sympathy from the fans? To tweet or to Instagram, whatever, like, hey, get better soon, wrestler with COVID. You know what I mean?
Because how would they have gotten it? Traveling to their show, interacting with their people at their...
You think people give a shit about that when they're trying to get out and dine indoors? I mean, I don't think people care. I don't think people are going to, especially wrestling fans, are not going to knock, because we're getting the benefits of it in terms of a television show. So I'm not going to knock somebody for traveling and doing an event that I myself want to see, because that would be kind of hypocritical, right?
I just think they don't want to fully own it. I'm gonna go with pumps with this, because then if they acknowledge it, then it makes it real, and then people are like, well, what are your protocols? What are you testing? And then there's more questions and more pressure. But if they ignore it, if they can't see it, then it doesn't exist. So I think that they're just trying to make up. Maybe it's a culture shift. I don't know.
I guess
maybe it's just pressure.
I guess I have a different outlook on it, because Jay and I come from a city. That's what happened. A city and a state where, like, so like.
Nope.
Like, that doesn't even make a difference anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, you got it at the fucking gas station ring. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not like you didn't have to go to a super event in order to get it anymore. So that's why I think that the stigma is thrown out the window. But I do understand.
Or I don't know. Maybe they're being more transparent now because there is a vaccine now. So maybe they're more willing to talk about it in regards to that.
Sure. Yeah, fair enough. So this week on Raw, we have the Game, Triple H, showed up. Now, Pumps, I know you read some more of the news sites more than I do. Was this an audible because Drew McIntyre was out that they made show up and kind of wrestle?
There's nothing confirmed. There's nothing confirmed. But I mean, it's it's one of those things where, like, no, yes,
right, yeah, and so Triple H came out, and say what you want about Hunter, he's in my top 5 personally, for his body of work, and he is still a fantastic promo. Triple H, like him, and so Triple H comes out, he's like, blah blah blah, welcome to Raw, yeah. Randy Orton comes out. And then they start talking about how last week Randy Orton was disrespecting all these legends, and it was a really cool video package. And Trips, Randy Orton's like, hook me up, we're Evolution homies. And Triple H is like, you got to win the Royal Rumble, blah blah blah. But it was when they started talking shit to each other, I thought that it was really well done, and I think that's just because Hunter knows how to cut a promo. I think that him and Randy are such vets that they can make anything work. I'm not a huge fan of Randy Orton, but I was into the promo that they cut. I know that Jay didn't watch this week. Pumps, did you happen to see that segment or?
I mean, I heard a recap. I didn't watch.
That's fine. Yeah. No one's. Here's the thing about the Illuminerdi wrestling order, really quick, and I want to just put this out here right now.
Uh-oh, Nate's gonna pull back the curtain.
Nobody is going to get shamed for not watching all the shows every week. We are not that show. And that's why you come here, all 100 of you. Okay? Because there are going to be weeks where, actually, this week, all three of us, it's the first time we all watched AEW in the same week. And we're going to talk about that. So we're going to have more to talk about there. This week, I watched Raw. Jay didn't. She usually does. Whatever. Nobody's going to get knocked or pretend that they watched it, because I'm sure a lot of shows where I could go look at the dirt sheets and I could do whatever and pretend that I watched it and have some half-assed opinion on it. But we're not those guys.
Nope.
So
how's the view from your high horse, Nate? Is it pretty good?
Shut up. Anyway,
Sorry.
So I thought that was good. Their whole Randy Orton Triple H thing was good. You didn't need to watch Raw.
Before you move on from that, Nate, let me ask you, why aren't you the biggest fan of Randy Orton? I don't think I've ever heard you say that before.
Because he's a guy that, if you tell me or you ask me what's my favorite Randy Orton match, I couldn't really tell you.
Because they're all the same.
But at the same time, if you asked me what was the worst Randy Orton match, I couldn't tell you that either. You know what I'm saying? So he's just kind of there, and he's like a guy on a professional sports team that, like, he's like Steve Kerr.
I was just gonna say he's the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, he's like Steve Kerr. He was on a whole bunch of championships teams and shit, but you don't really know what he did. He was there. He was averaging, whether he started or came off the bench, he was averaging, 8, 2, and 3. Some nights he dropped 15. Some nights you didn't even know he got in the game. And
Randy is the Robert Ory.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
He's a glue guy.
Fair enough. That makes sense. He's good. He's consistently good, but not.
He's consistently mediocre.
Yeah, I just don't think he's memorable.
Upper mediocre.
Like, I mean, for me, his most memorable moments was Evolution with the whole thumbs up, thumbs down Batista thing and the power bomb and all that. And that was 12 years ago.
I'll tell you right now, gun to my head, if you asked me what my favorite Randy Orton match was, it's DX versus Rated RKO at New Year's Revolution or whatever that pay-per-view was, where they went like 45 minutes and everybody bled and it was wild.
Of course, you got a hammer and a Shawn Michaels.
I back up my people. So next thing, you didn't need to watch Raw this week.
Oh Lord! Retribution!
Okay, I feel like we should be like,
very sorry.
Lights going out. Oh, where are the lights going out?
Yeah, and then Bray Wyatt showed up. Okay.
No, that was at the end. I did see that.
No, I'll get there.
Oh boy.
Wait. Was that this week, Alexa Bliss with the fireball, or was that last week?
Last week.
Yeah, I definitely didn't watch.
I thought it was this week.
Because I did like that.
Listen. Again, peeling the curtain back. I watched the Hulu version, so I roll through Monday Night Raw in an hour and a half.
I thought it was the very last thing on the show.
Okay, that was this week.
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Okay, yeah. Then I saw all of that, and I'm still okay. Well, then we can talk about that because I'm still trying to figure out where they're going with this because the feed is dead.
That's the main, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Let me roll through the garbage that was in.
Yeah, we've still got 2 more hours of Raw to get through.
Yeah. The fuck and Miz and Morrison act is just awful. It's
terrible.
That's
probably why I have been watching.
Awful. I don't know who thinks that's good. Because John Morrison can't really think that the Hey Hey Ho Ho boys are actually like. Are they going to fight at WrestleMania? Is that going to be the blow off? Is they going to break them up to get a match out of it? Does
Miz still have the briefcase?
Yeah.
I think that network just really loves the Miz, and Morrison just reaps the benefits of it. I don't know. Maybe he knows Miz cheated on Maurice or something, and he's got a videotape somewhere because he is along for the ride, and because he's just not that great to me. The Miz, I like the Miz personally. I think he's a cool guy. He's probably a really nice guy, but Morrison wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the Miz. So I don't know. The network clearly loves the Miz.
If it wasn't for the Miz's reality shows, he's on the Randy Orton path.
Exactly.
You can't tell me your favorite Miz match. You also can't tell me your most hated Miz match. You know what I mean? He's just a guy, and he's there, and he's a stalwart, I guess is the phrase.
I like the he was a true heel, like pre-kid. When
he was all suited and booted and came out with Maurice and was acting like he was a Hollywood fucking big shot because he was in the Marine 30. That shit was hilarious.
Exactly. But he has kids now. And so now it's like, oh, he's so sweet. Oh, he's so nice. And then you get to see him on his show. And then you come back to WWE and it's like, well, what is it? Are you a heel? Are you a baby face? Like, it doesn't make sense, but they've got to keep him there because the network loves him. They need to figure out what to do with him. That's the main thing. He's kind of caught because he's got this persona now because of the reality stuff that's so anti what he's always been. He was cool when he was an asshole, but he can't be an asshole and then be like, here's my baby Monroe and her toy car. She's so cute. So
if that reality show let him go home and shit on how awful his creative is on weekly television, that would be must-see television. Because you know that he's doing it.
Oh, there's gotta be.
Vince ain't doing that. I feel like Vince don't even really like the Miz, for real. I think Miz is just a good talker. Because they always put him in some ridiculous things. I feel like Vince don't like him.
But I guarantee that Miz is also the guy that will never say, no, I'm not doing that.
Exactly.
Of course. It's up at 6 a.m. doing radio for anybody.
I mean, I'm even talking like angles. Like, hey, Miz, we need you to fall into a chocolate fountain. Okay.
Right. He's in. He's all in.
So, I mean, I'm sure that's why he's you know.
And he's even said that in public. That's no secret. Okay, before we get into what I know.
And if you want to watch a video with me with the Miz, go to Backstage TV.
A really good interview.
Yes. Thank you so much.
It is. I mean, I'm not just saying that. It is a really good interview.
Thank you. It
is a really good interview with anybody. She puts up with me pumps every week.
Yeah.
You don't think she can navigate celebrities? Fuck out here.
I just like people. I'm just, extrovert because I have no life. So I have to talk to people.
Oh, when this is all over, Jay, you and I are going to be doing shit. It's going to be awesome.
You're going to go find Hood Ric Flair.
Yes, we are together. And I'm going to be in my Macho Man outfit.
Yo, if it wasn't a pandemic, because he is so with it, I swear to God, I would get him to come. He is just so, oh God. Yeah, we'll talk about that another time. We got to get him on one day.
Okay, before I get into the only reason to talk about Monday Night Raw, other than what they're doing at the main event, is Samoa Joe ever going to wrestle again?
Oh God, right? I love him.
I mean, I know we talk about it all the time. Every time I watch Raw, I just think this guy's wasted. He's just wasted behind the desk. And it's not even that he's Taz, where he's little and they kind of ruined him after he came over from ECW and his neck's fucked up. Like, the dude can wrestle right now.
Yep.
And
I love Samoa Joe.
Yeah, Joe's
great.
That's my weekly Samoa Joe thing. All right, let's get in.
Before that, we're not a studio show, but if we were, I'd say pull the camera in right now. Pull the camera right in. I love you, Samoa Joe. Like, I would go on a date with Samoa Joe. He is so fucking. He is like.
I would go on a date with Samoa Joe.
I was met Samoa Joe.
He's so smart. He is so smart. He is so good on commentary. I'd rather see him wrestle. But sometimes I just listen to what he's saying during when he's announcing, and it's not the usual, he's firing on all cylinders, or, he's got he's not doing like the usual words we are accustomed to hearing. Like he says some stuff sometime where I'm like, damn, you are really damn smart, and I'm with it. So Samoa Joe, if you, when the pandemic is over, if you want to have dinner, I'm totally with the bullshit. Hell, I'll cook it. I love him because he's smart. If you're a smart guy, I'm all the way in. I'm in.
We're out, Pumps.
Oh, don't say that.
All right.
I have a good memory. That's about it. I'm not necessarily smart.
Let's and no, I'm not smart.
But Pumps, you can kill stuff, and I'm scary. So
sure, let's go with that.
That has its merits too. Not people.
Let's talk about what is happening with Ric Flair, Charlotte Flair.
Jesus Christ.
This is by far the most unbelievable, most ridiculous piece of storytelling they've ever done.
I cannot believe that they did this after the Legends Night. When I saw this weekend, I went, wait a minute, there's
and that's not even the most unbelievable part. And I'm going to tell you what the most unbelievable part is. You can't tell me that Lacey Evans is running a full bush, because as we all know, no hair, no flair. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
I should have made a margarita. This coffee is not. Wait a minute, Pumps. Run it back for us. For those at home who didn't catch that, run it back for us one more again, please.
This is an unbelievable story because there is no way in 2021 Lacey Evans is running a full bush. Because as we all know, no hair, no flair.
It has been widely publicized that Ric Flair is a fan of all of the hair follicles in your genital area. All of them.
Like a merkin.
Like all of them.
Every last one of them.
Neanderthal level.
No wonder he was a lady killer. He was probably the grass.
Yeah. So I just God damn it.
So unbelievable.
That was funny. I just
appreciate the alley-oop.
No way. You can't make me believe that
exactly a full bull. That's what I'm saying.
Hi, Mrs. Pump.
Hi, Mom.
You can't make me believe that Ric Flair is trying to fuck his daughter out of wrestling matches. Yeah. I can't, like, you also know that his real life wife, like, runs his day-to-day life.
Oh, Wendy is not going.
Like, with social media and shit, it's no secret that Ric Flair's wife is, like, a big, huge part of everything he does on a day-to-day basis. And with the internet is what it is, like, you can't tell me that 74-year-old fucking Ric Flair is now, like, hooking up with Lacey Evans. Like,
hey, Anna Nicole Smith, rest in peace, was and this was the pre-Viagra days, was getting it with the old man.
Yeah, but the only reason Ric Flair is even on television is because dude needs a payday and hasn't been out at signings and shit. Because that's where Ric Flair makes his money.
Those $300 cameos aren't exactly flying in.
I'm saying Ric Flair called up trips and Vince was like,
well, in the same regard, they keep trying to force Lacey Evans down our throat. So she's thirsty, he's thirsty.
Agreed. But like, how do you get out of this? Because Charlotte's going to wrestle for another decade. And you know they're going to use Ric Flair again somehow with her in a positive manner. Like, this is such a shitty way storyline.
I got the way
we've got a solution.
I've got a solution too, and it's so ridiculous that, of course, WWE would do something like that.
Oh, then it's absolutely going to happen. Yeah.
They're going to do some type of a skit where they're doing a backstage thing where one of the girls are backstage doing an interview, Charlie or one of them, and Lacey's going to be pre-match getting waxed. And they're going to have like a sheet. She's going to be getting like a zillion, and Rick's going to walk in and be like, oh, hell no, what's going on here?
Oh my God, Jay, if that happened, I would watch all 3 hours with the commercials every week.
Live.
I'm telling you, that's the out. She's going to get a Brazilian on TV. They're going to imply she's getting a Brazilian, wink, wink, for the people who really know. And that's how they're going to be their out. And that's just ridiculous. Which
no Flair T-shirt. We mean, that's, you know, I mean,
isn't that on?
At that point.
I feel like Bruce had one of them.
You know what? If that plays out that way, I would wear that shit. No hair, no Flair.
That's so funny. Okay, moving along. So Goldberg is still wrestling Drew McIntyre for the strap at Royal Rumble. And they're really trying to pawn this off because apparently I didn't realize that Goldberg has only won the Universal Championship. So he's not really in the WCW belt. So he's never really been a WWE champion, like the real lineage strap. And that was like a major point in.
Oh, now they want to make that a thing.
Yeah. He's going after the only title he's never won. Like that.
You know what? He never won the cruiserweight belt either, but they're not bringing that back.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting that they said that. Okay, so we'll go to the main event. Triple H and Randy Orton had a weird, I'm just gonna punch you and you're gonna fall down street fight. And then Trips went out, lit the sledgehammer on fire, and the lights went out, and then Alexa Bliss showed up. And
Hadouken!
Yeah, I watched the Bliss version. And on Hulu, they didn't show the fireball.
Really?
What?
On Hulu, it ended with her in the ring holding the, like, whatever, and then it was over.
There was like a whole nother 2 minutes.
I saw the fireball thing online, but I didn't it on Hulu, fucking Hulu, didn't show me the good shit.
Wow, Hulu. That happened to you before. When we were doing a show and you're like, oh, I thought it was over. Oh, no, that was on the network.
No, that was The Undertaker when he just said, well, I guess it's over.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
He didn't even come out for his own retirement. What kind of shit is that?
Right. Alexa Bliss, man, I like Alexa Bliss. She's good at anything. She truly is good at anything. But I don't, as good as she is, where's this going to go? Like, I don't understand. We watched a man get burnt to a crisp like 3 weeks ago. So what is, she's not going to wrestle Randy Orton. You mean Randy Orton's going to RKO itty bitty little tiny Alexa Bliss? Come on. So like what's the payoff for this? I don't understand.
It's the Fiend coming back. They're going to wrestle WrestleMania in like a fucking, flaming dog collar match or something.
How do you think they'll resurrect him? How do you think how that goes down? Because they have to.
Because it doesn't matter. I mean, at this point, the Fiend is drowning in a swamp. He's he'll just
show up. Yeah.
He's Jason Voorhees. Nobody cares. The how you bring him back from the dead is way out the window.
They threw Aleister Black off a roof, and then the next day they said, "Oh, there was a second level under there. He's fine."
They hung the Big Boss Man at WrestleMania, and Old Boy was out the next week on Raw, being Vince's bodyguard. I mean,
I used to like the Big Boss Man.
Great trailer.
Yeah. So, okay, before we jump to AEW, because I know we're getting, we spend a lot of time on stuff, and that's also why you love this show, because shit's funny. The Royal Rumble Vegas bet, okay? This is what we got here, people.
The what now?
We have,
oh no.
These are the Royal Rumble winner betting odds.
Okay.
Are you all right? Did you have a fucking stroke?
No, but your computer did.
Oh, it did. I haven't seen Jay the whole fucking episode. The shit just says.
Well, you know,
JL. I'm rolling with it,
up
sir.
like me.
It's like who?
Yeah, all I heard was that.
It's like who's losing anyway? So, our fucking producer told us shit in chat about if things were fucking up, we might, that might. Anyway, so.
Oh, is that what he said?
Big E is the favorite.
Big E?
Big E favorite.
Okay.
At 3-1.
3-1.
Edge is also a favorite.
Okay.
At 3-1.
Okay.
Goldberg, who apparently will wrestle 2 matches that night, is also tied favorite at 3-1.
Oh my God. God help us.
Then the second tier is Brock Lesnar.
I would take Goldberg at 3-1.
I'm gonna give you the top 10 here, and then we'll run it down.
Okay.
Brock Lesnar is 5-1. Our man Keith Lee is 5-1. Then you got AJ and Kevin Owens at 10-1, Daniel Bryan at 12, and Roman at 12. I think it would be
the champ.
It would be hysterical if Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble so that he didn't have to wrestle at WrestleMania. That would be like the ultimate heel shit. And it really, really funny and cleverly done, but they won't do that. But apparently, Tyson Fury has been up the odds this week.
I don't want my worlds to collide. No Tyson Fury. So
might get a Tyson Fury appearance or victory at the Royal Rumble. I'm going to swing it to Jay. Jay, who is your top 3 who you would like to win out of that list?
Out of this list in the Royal Rumble, I like the Roman thing. I'd either like Roman, Brock Lesnar. As much as I hate Brock Lesnar, the heat of Brock Lesnar always makes things interesting, except he never comes to work. So I'll take Roman, Brock Lesnar, or maybe KO. I would love if KO won the Royal Rumble because he's been doing that whole thing already with with Jey Uso and that whole thing. I'd like to see that keep going, but they're probably not going to put it on him just because that makes too much sense. So I'll stick with Brock and Roman. So that means it'll probably be like Brock Lesnar. Because he's been gone for a while, so they got to bring him back somehow.
I'm sorry, I did miss one. The Rock is on there at 12-1.
To win the Rumble?
I don't want that.
Yeah, to win it.
So I love me some Dwayne Johnson, but no, I don't want that. I'd rather Brock Lesnar win it. As much as I dislike Brock Lesnar in the ring, it makes sense because they have to bring him back somehow. They need something because they've put the belt on Drew McIntyre over on the other brand for a long time. And I just always felt like it was a placeholder. Like Brock told them, look, I ain't wrestling without no crowd.
Right.
And so now that they're shifting back into doing live audiences, like semi-full audiences, I could see him coming back like, yeah, I'm ready to come back now.
Now, they have already announced The Rock for WrestleMania 2022 in Dallas. That has already been announced. They didn't say in what capacity. I was at that last WrestleMania in Dallas that he was at, where he came out and, shot a flamethrower and shit, whatever. Now, could this be a thing where Rock comes in late, wins, and then they have a year to build it like they did with him and Cena too?
I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, they've done it before.
That's what I mean. So you have The Rock win in a year where it's whatever, and then you have a year to figure out who you're going to have him wrestle in Dallas the following year.
No, then you have a year to try and convince him to wrestle who you want him to wrestle.
Yeah, right. 6 of one, half dozen of another. You know what I mean?
No, it's very different.
Bro, if they fucking have him win, they can't just all of a sudden say he didn't win.
I think he wrestles Roman. I think he puts his cousin over.
That's the money.
So
I feel like that's the only scenario where he comes back and then they time it That Roman's going to be in some Fast and Furious movie with him again.
Heel Roman, face Rock. Roman starts shitting on the last time at the Royal Rumble when he came out and he got booed in Philly and blames. I mean, you know, that's a good one that I'd be into.
The Usos run out. You get the whole tribe, all Rafiki. Everybody comes out. Everyone's around that'd be like kind of a hot lumberjack style match.
She did.
Did you just say Rafiki?
She did.
Is Rafiki one of the people in The Lion King?
Yes.
You mean a dashiki?
I think she means Rikishi.
Oh!
Well, wait. I'm going to tell you why I said Rafiki.
We were all three of us was, listen, Pumps thought she meant Rikishi. I thought she meant they all come out in dashikis, and Jay is naming people from The Lion King.
I've been on a Lion King thing because we've had coyotes in our neighborhood. And I said they sound like the hyenas.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm gonna clean it up. That's my story that I'm sticking to.
Yeah.
Rikishi. You have Rikishi and you have the whole tribe come out. His mama, his daughter debuts. Like everybody,
Didn't they have Afla and Sika out recently too? Those dudes are still alive. You just bring all the oldsters out.
Bring them all. Just will everybody to the ring. Bring all the whole tribe, and you do this full-on tribal council type of thing.
And poor Roman is still not. I mean, and poor Samoa Joe is still not included.
No, Samoa Joe has to come ruin the match.
Well, what you do is you bring Samoa Joe in as the hitter. Like you bring him in because there was dudes that weren't full Italian that like were hitmen for the mafia. Like you couldn't get in, but homie, you were in. You know what I mean?
Appreciate the update, Dust.
I can't believe I said Rafiki. I can every week now.
All right, Pumps, who are your three favorites to win the Rumble?
I think if it's a strictly, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, if you're strictly trying to play the money odds, I would say Daniel Bryan is your best play because you said that was what, 12-1?
DB is hold on, see I closed the thing already. So yeah, we'll just say that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I from what you have said when you have said it, I think Daniel Bryan would be the best money odds. Well, no. In the oh God, what was that shitty Ring of Honor? Grizzly Redwood. He was a shitty Ring of Honor guy. He was the size of Marco Stunt, but he was supposed to be a lumberjack.
Yes, like Josh.
Yeah, but his name was Grizzly Redwood. So I would want Daniel Bryan in that gimmick, winning the Royal Rumble with the Eco Warrior belt.
Wow.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't understand. I'm sorry. You just said Daniel Bryan. Do you want to weigh in with anybody else? I'm sorry.
No, I don't care who wins.
Okay.
I do want a Marty Scurll run in, and then I want him to somehow like not have signed a contract and show up on AEW on Wednesday.
That would be amazing. I think it's interesting that Big E and Keith Lee are both towards the top of the I do
remember you said Big E was 3-1 and Keith Lee was 5-1.
Yeah.
That would not recommend.
But now I'm with it if you turn Big E back into a badass.
I still don't understand what Big E's thing is.
I don't want pancake throwing Big E. I'm over that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Big E needs to turn into Mr. Hughes, son. Remember Mr. Hughes?
I remember. That's a deep cut.
That is, listen, everybody look up Mr. Hughes. Okay, he was a mid-90s giant black dude that came out in the suits, with sunglasses, and was just like everybody's heater, and he was running shit. And I think that's cool.
They need to do something with him because this ain't it. They can put the belt on him and they can do whatever he wants. But he's been being a face for so long that it's just, I still can't separate him from the New Day. And
he's the IC champ. Nobody cares. And that sucks.
I know, because he's cool. He's pretty cool, but they need something.
Yes, he's the IC champ and nobody cares. It's just and that's a bummer for him. I think, in my opinion.
Dude, I was low-key hoping that Apollo, well, that's the other show. We'll get to that, but I was hoping he would lose. But, anyway, carry on, Nate. My bad.
Yeah, so that's it. So that's the Raw report. Let's get into something all of us watched.
Yes.
AEW.
Take it away, Pumps.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Pumps lead here.
Not a good week for AEW. Did not enjoy. It wasn't good.
Would not recommend.
They had some hilarious train wrecks.
Run it for us. Run it for us.
I mean, I think Britt Baker's both the best and the worst thing I've ever seen.
That shit was terrible.
God, that was bad.
But I did like her. I did like how Britt spoke specifically for me and said 9 months without Brandy. Woo!
I saw that too. I saw that too.
That was a big pop. Big pop from me.
Britt watched stuff.
I mean, we got to talk about Danny, right?
Yeah, friend of the show. Friend
of the show, Danny Limelight. I have some quotes specifically regarding friend of the show's Danny's performance. These are not my words. These are the ones of James E. Cornette. Midget jobber, job guy, and Danny fucking Limelight. Those were the exact quotes from Jim Cornette. However, Brian Last, his co-host, said that Danny Limelight was the highlight of the match, and I do agree with that. So
yes,
no, that was just my little bit of getting Cornette in the show.
Yeah, no, listen, we all love. Listen, I think Jim Cornette's fantastic from his political views to his wrestling views. I don't always agree with him, but he's definitely a character, and he's worth the listen. Yeah. I thought Danny Limelight was great.
It was a great showcase for him. It really was.
Couldn't agree more. He was whatever you want to call the other team, whether it was a job team or whatever. Danny Limelight was the star of that team. He was the captain of that team, and he was in the ring with Kenny fucking Omega. I mean, 2 years ago, just fucking last year, he's on the indie circuit, and now he's in the ring with Kenny Omega and holding his own with what AEW wants to present. That's the problem, is that AEW is presenting smaller dudes. Marco Stunt, who should never be in a fucking wrestling ring on my television ever, gets airtime.
Oh, the guy that your boys sold for?
I can't believe that, and we're gonna get to that. But
okay,
I Danny Limelight is as big as Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, no, it's when you're in there with a guy who's 6'6".
Yeah, that's what I mean. I thought Danny Limelight looked great, and I applaud him, and I hope that this leads to bigger deals in the future. Jay, I know you watched the match too. What did you think of our boy Danny?
I agree with you both with him. Well, I agree with you totally. He was selling. He was flip-flopping it around. Like, he was really putting it on. And I thought that was so dope. When he came on the show, had he even debuted yet? Or he was like on the verge of debuting on the dark shows for AEW, right?
We were pumping him in New Japan.
He was in the New Japan shows.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which he's still doing.
Right.
And to see that, because that wasn't that long ago, within the last 6 months, less than that?
Less than that, yeah. And
he's been busting his ass, and then he pops up on TV with Kenny Omega. That is incredible. Whether he's jobbing or not, they've had a full roster of guys. They could pick the job for that because their storyline with him is not so defined. Like, they could have put anyone in there.
And now that's not jobbing. You're just having a match.
Yep.
No, Cornette was making fun of Kenny.
No,
that's what it was. He wasn't shitting on Danny, and I'm not either. It really shows the kind of faith that they have in Danny, that he was in there for all the big spots. That wasn't Brian Pillman and Griff Garrison. That was Danny Limelight in there.
Whose tag team name is absolutely hysterical. It made me literally laugh out loud when I heard it. What is it again?
You serious?
Blondes? Yeah, it's the something Blondes.
The Varsity Blondes.
The Varsity Blondes!
It's the greatest tag team. The best name ever. I love it. I laughed out loud. Wait, what is it again?
That's why
never change, Nate. I love you.
I won't. But I think that is fantastic. It's the Varsity Club, which is Sullivan and IRS,
Rotunda.
and it was Sullivan, IRS, and who was the other one? Rick Steiner. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that shit. But the Varsity Blondes is hysterical. They've got mullets. I don't know. It was just funny to me.
We got to talk about your tag team, though, because we're coming up against it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Shit. Okay. The Revival had to go in and bump around for a 6th grader and Luke Perry's kid. I will say that
I love Jungle Boy.
He's all right. His theme song really puts him over the top.
Let me tell you, Jungle Boy is way over with the Bisses.
He's a handsome dude.
Jungle Boy is approaching Kenny status slowly in this household.
Yeah. Did you catch that they had that 80s Tarzan fucking was it like his theme song?
Metro something? Metro, I don't know. I forget exactly who said it.
Or she's not answering my questions anymore.
No, she's here.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm here. Yeah, I did. Oh, I keep forgetting that you can't see me. So I'm just smiling like, yeah.
I can see you just fine. Nate's.
I see a JL. It's the Justice League on my fucking screen.
It also doesn't help that Nate's eyes are closed, but
that's true. I've got Taka Michinoku eyes at the moment.
And I keep forgetting that. So I'm listening. I'm like, yep, sure did. And you're not even seeing it. My bad.
We'll get it together. I blame. You know who I blame? I blame the new producer. That's
exactly.
I blame Retribution
without question.
Well, he probably is. Down with them Power Rangers people.
I mean, I don't know what happened to Josh, but somehow we got bumped down, and shit. We might have to have him on the show sometime to maybe,
because we get the least amount of views on the channel. That's why.
We do?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. I think there are videos that get less than us.
Count the votes. Stop the count.
Stop the steal.
It's a revolution.
I think
we're the Illuminerdi office.
We're the QAnon of the Illuminerdi.
Yeah, pretty much. So, Nate, how do you feel about your favorite tag team? Bump it around for a child.
I don't like it.
Okay.
I get it. Listen, they've got to do.
Because I don't get it.
So, if creative comes to them, if Tony Khan comes to them and says, "Hey, you guys are in this now feud with the fucking dinosaur family," then what are they going to do? Say, "I don't want to do it"?
No, they squash them.
But then that doesn't help the feud any.
It shouldn't be a feud.
I fucking agree, but not
with Marco Stunt. Here's how. Okay, real quick off the top of my head. Huh?
No, it's okay. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say off the top of my head the best way to do it.
Hey, that's what I want to say off the top of my fucking head.
You
and I blame.
Oh well, I don't. So no, you have them squash Marco Stunt in 30 seconds, and that brings in Luchasaurus. That's a more believable match.
You know what they should have done?
What's that?
Is they should have agreed to the match and had Tully go in there and beat Marco Stunt.
Yeah.
And that's how disrespectful we're going to be to the dinosaur family. Is that Tully is going to go in there and slingshot suplex Marco Stunt around, because I bet you Tully at 70 years old could pick him up still.
Of course.
Yeah.
If Arn can still throw a spine buster with his monkey paw, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, but if Arn can still throw a spine buster, I'm sure Tully can. Well, didn't he do a thingy recently? Second rope pile driver?
He stood there and put his hand on a leg. I don't know if that's a thingy, but yeah, he was there.
Enough.
Jay, I know you watched AEW for the first time in a long time. What was your favorite couple takeaways from this show?
For one, that women's sketch is so ridiculous. Like, I put my family through it. My mom was like, what's going on here? Like, why is there a dentist? And it was just so dumb. I mean, I get it. Like Pump said, you know, they got to diss his girl, his favorite female wrestler on the AEW thing. So that was cool. Don't do that anymore, please. That's my takeaway from that. And then also, you know, friend of the show, Danny Limelight. I like when the little guy gets to make some noise, and I'm excited to see what they do with him from there. So those are just, you know, those are my two hot takes from the show, because Danny was doing it. He was killing it. And it's always great. I think back to my other homies over on WWE and Ced and Ricochet and all those little guys, how they had their own roster and they did their own thing. Mustafa Ali and those small guys did their own thing. At AEW, they don't have that same luxury. So to see him in the mix with the big guys and the big names, I'm always for that. So that's my two takeaways from AEW.
The best part about the show is that next week we're going to get to see Nate's favorite AEW female versus possibly my favorite AEW female.
Ooh.
Nyla Rose versus the little girl that I can't remember her name. But they're going to have a match next week, and I am setting my watch right now for it.
I'm on it. Okay, I'm gonna
baby.
Is it gonna look like King Kong Bundy and all the midgets?
Probably.
Remember that? Remember that, right? That was a thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes Pumps, you make me feel like I say shit and it didn't happen.
Well, half the time it probably didn't, but most of the time I'll back you up.
And that's why that Jay and I, the dynamic duo, had to become the terrific trio.
Triple threat. Oh no, we can't do that.
I wasn't gonna do the easy one. I was trying to listen. I rap and I was trying to do a thing and it just didn't work.
No, that was a great promo for your new song coming out tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll get to that in a minute.
If you like my wordplay, check this out. Anyway.
I wish I could see you, Jay.
I'm very much laughing.
Don't ever let go.
Never. No, but what was really funny, see, you can't see me. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you said
Unfortunately.
Shay's our producer. Shout out to our producer. When you said the Fantastic Trio, he was like Shaggy? Like,
yeah,
he was like Scooby-Doo, like, wait, that ain't a word.
Because he knows he's fucking this up. That's why. He's embarrassed. He's embarrassed that he hasn't done it the job. Shay, I love you and you know this. I'm healing off.
Yes. And so, yeah, I think that's all we got.
Real though, next week, if I can't see Jay's camera, I'm quitting the show.
I know that's right.
I couldn't see anybody for the last month.
You're not as important as Jay.
I'm a professional. Job. Like the crazy creator of the Muppet Babies cartoon once told me, you hit your knees every morning and you thank God for the opportunity and you show up ready to work.
Yep.
That's a whole different story.
Yep.
That was at the convention I met Samoa Joe at.
Real talk. I don't even need to see the new Star Trek show that Josh left us for to know that we are more entertaining than that shit.
For sure. That Star Trek show is shot beautifully. I must say, I watched a couple episodes of it. It is shot very beautifully.
Tonight, Jay, talk about shooting beautifully. Pump's camera is 4K. This is like the NFL's new camera that they show, where it's only
1080.
Yeah, well,
I don't have Illuminerdi money.
Right.
Neither do we.
Pump sees that thing. Is it Booger that has that camera thing that the fans that were complaining about it, and it was like,
looks like a video game. It's super fresh. It's like
it was like moving him along and all that kind of stuff. But yeah,
he was on. Yeah.
It looks like video portrait mode.
Mm-hmm. But you know, we nobody's seeing Pumps with his little newfangled camera and his thick ass mustache. We can't fade him at all.
Did you just call him CM Pumps?
No, we can't see Pumps.
Oh, I thought she said CM Pumps.
No, but I like that though. I might have to start calling you that. I do. I said we can't see Pumps with his extra fresh camera and his thick ass mustache. Like, we can't fade him. We can't get. Never mind. Yeah,
no, I was hip to the slang. I just didn't know which one you were using.
But I do like CM Punk. So I might have to start saying that.
What, Nate?
He's frozen.
Am I frozen?
No, you're getting there.
When your heart's not open.
You know what? It's good that this.
Hey, we just got a donation.
Of
we
what?
did?
From Larry.
Ah!
Larry said, get off the air, motherfuckers. I want to watch Rangers. No, he did.
I thought you were going to say it was from your mom. I was going to say, thank you, Mrs. Pop.
She doesn't support this foolishness.
I thought I sold an album.
I'm going to have to explain to her what I was talking about with a full bush. That's going to be a fun phone call at 11 o'clock at night.
That is the highlight of the show. Okay, I know I bitch about her all the time, but what does Lacey Evans know about the WWE that they keep putting her in places that we have to see her? Like, don't they want to let her job for somebody for a while?
Yeah, she's jobbing for Vince so she can go over on Monday night.
Yo, it's like, my God, how many times do we have to travel down this blonde ass road? Like, yo,
buckle in.
I'm so disappointed with the women right between Dana Brooks, and what did they do to Mandy Rose? I used to love Mandy Rose's fine ass. They turned her into a soccer mom, and then they got her now in this thing with Dana Brooks, and they supposed to be wearing black and being bad asses. Mandy Rose is too beautiful for what they got her doing. Like, I don't understand it. Like, at least make her into a character where it's about this, and she don't really, like a female version of The Miz, you know? Where she like hijacks everyone else's moves and they put her over like that. Because I don't understand. She could handle that. I mean, if The Miz can do it, she could do it. And she's gorgeous. And I'm like, give her something like that to do. They brought Sonya Deville back. Daddy's home. So I don't know what's up with that. I mean, come on, ladies. Come on.
Is that gender slander? Or I don't know if we can make that.
No, that was what she was saying. That's what they were saying in social. Like,
okay.
Tweeting it too. When she made her appearance, you know, they had her, you know, in her little suit that she wore to the Hall of Fame that time. And
I don't know the gender politics of LGBTQ.
I do.
Well,
no, you don't.
She calls her.
No, you don't.
Hey, shout out to Jay for making amazing points, but also making them 25 minutes after we had talked about that exact thing.
It was bothering me. I had to get it
I
off.
I like it. That's what I like. We did the Raw shit and AEW, and before we could get off the air, Jay was like, you know what? Fuck how they're using it.
Let me speak on this bitch real quick.
You know, let me give you my final thoughts on why the women are letting me down. Well, no, the women aren't letting me down. Creative at AEW too. Both of you, all you creative teams for whoever you were, except for like New Japan. New Japan, y'all got that. Y'all cool. But AEW, WWE, please do better in writing more holistic storylines for the women. This Charlotte, Lacey, Ric Flair shit makes no sense. Sasha's okay. I like what they're doing with Bianca and Bayley. That's cool. But come on, man. Y'all put some women in the writer's room. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the key. Put some women in the writer's room because these stories don't make any sense.
That's actually a really, really, really good ass point.
You didn't hear the news this week? And this is a serious thing.
Are you asking me? The answer is no.
Oh, okay. So Nikki Bella wants to be a part of creative.
Good.
They need women in the writer's room. How are
Nikki Bella?
In 20. Wait, who?
Nikki Bella.
Listen, I didn't think that fucking God damn it.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yes, I didn't think Freddie time fucking pumps mind meld. Can you give me a mind meld right here? There you go. I didn't think Freddie Prinze Jr. would be good at creative, and I heard some interviews from that guy, and I was all in on his ideas. I thought he was great.
They need some women in the writer's room.
I don't know if Nikki Bella's the answer, but she could open a door.
That's sexist.
No, I'm fine. Nikki writes. I don't even know about that because I mean they talk about her writing on Total Bellas or whatever the hell, but she writes like poetry and stuff. Like get a woman's like an action writer, like someone who writes like even the lady who created Sex in the City. I can't even think of her name. Like just someone who has a strong feminine driven pen to kind of intermingle
Shonda Rhimes
with the no, Shonda will have them out there killing up everybody. We don't want that either.
I'm fine with a WWE clean sweep.
You know what Shonda should write for? Shonda should write for Retribution because their storyline is garbage. And I feel like she could come up with something cool for that. But in terms of just, man, there's tons. Please, AEW, WWE, I implore you, go on Twitter, start you a little, get TweetDeck, get you a little thing that says wrestling and watch the women's wrestling fans and see what they're talking about. I guarantee there are women's writers among the fans. Give them a shot. Bring them on as a contractor. Put them on like a little, like a month little contract. Put me on that shit. Give me like a month.
Hey, let's put Jay on that shit is correct.
Put me on that shit. But I mean, because you just need, if you're going to tell a story from a woman's point of view, I'm not saying kick the men out of the writer's room, not that at all. You need that. You need that balance. But if you're trying to develop a holistic story with women-led characters, put a woman in the writer's room. You can't rely on Stephanie for that. Stephanie's the boss. Stephanie's running shit. Stephanie ain't got time for that. Put a woman in the writer's room. Put a woman in the writer's room, please.
There is no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind if somehow Jay got offered a spot in the writer room.
Man.
Hold on.
That would be
yeah, well, let me tell you who it wouldn't be exciting for. Because they would say, you have got to disassociate yourself with CM Punk's
third-party platforms.
Because those guys, we are not trying to be affiliated with.
You know what? If they put me in a
canceled.
If I ever got put in a writer's room, I would have the most fun writing about the characters who I like the least. Because those are the ones that are truly affecting me. Like Lacey Evans, I could come up with some dope shit for her. Because she drives me crazy.
That's your homework. Next week,
I just came up with a Lacey Evans story. She has a PTSD psychotic break and goes on a rampage and just starts beating everybody's ass. There you go. There's your Lacey Evans. 6 weeks booked. PTSD. Everybody loves that. She's a veteran. Wrap her in the flag.
That'll be the end of WWE doing their things to visit the troops. No, okay, I'm gonna put some stuff together. Lacey Evans, and who else is it that drives me? And Lana. Those two drive me more crazy than any other women on the roster. I would have the most fun writing for them just because they affect me. So
the only reason why Lana isn't doing anything, the WWE will never let her go because they are absolutely paranoid that she would show up on AEW immediately.
She would kill it over there because she's good on the mic. So she would kill it.
She would immediately become AEW's Sable without question. Say what you want without question. That's the deal.
Lana would kill it. And I think that's it because we are way past the top of the hour. And Shay was like, look, I'm tired of this. I got some Power Rangers stuff to get to.
Shay's got some real shows to produce.
Right.
I need to go take care of the shows to get the views around here.
He's like, I can't. Shay's already trying to pawn this off to the next producer in line under him.
Yeah. Anybody got a free Sunday night?
What you guys doing? Oh, look, all you got to do is just come in and press this button, and it's all good.
That's it.
That's all you got to do.
Look like just do it. They can see each other, can't see each other. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. They're still gonna talk. They're still gonna talk. None of it's gonna make any sense.
See each other now. Hell, we don't even care if the audio works. We just need something to fill the time on Sunday nights. What?
30 hell fucking hour.
They're gonna start doing our show at like 11 p.m. Pacific. They're like, look, we tired of y'all. We
oh God.
Late night.
Shotgun Saturday night. Yeah, you know what's gonna happen? We're not even gonna be live anymore. They're just gonna tape us and then just throw us on in the middle of the night.
Okay.
It'll be a Monday afternoon drop.
We have to do like commercials 2000, and those will be the commercials during our show because they're gonna have us on the late night like Tales from the Dark Side. That old stuff.
Stay fucking 2:15.
It'll be like when the Simpsons were the buffers in between Tracy Ullman skits.
Yep. And then after we finish, the national anthem will come on and the channel will go dark.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, close us out now. When the pumps, anything good before we close it out?
Yes. Everybody be safe this week. If you live close to a state capital, be vigilant. Mm-hmm. We are whatever your beliefs are, the threats are real on both sides. So stay safe, stay vigilant, stay away from your state capitals. Watch it on TV. It's a pandemic anyway. Other than that, thank you for enjoying my new camera and microphone, and find me on Instagram at Pump61. How about you, Nate?
I was really hoping you were just going to double down and promote my new song coming out tomorrow, but you let me
forgot the name of it, or else I would have.
Let me down. It's okay. Pump's his message is a lot more important than mine. Stay vigilant. Don't go to the Capitol and do dumb shit because stupid people win stupid prizes. Now, tomorrow, your boy, Nathan Has Skill, has a new single coming out. It's called Laundered Words. It's produced by Dust Mites. It's off my new album, Cannon Fodder, which is coming out on March 1st. Yeah, I'm at Nathan Has Skill and all the things. It'll be on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Instagram. You can catch me on Instagram doing my new gimmick, which is apparently this is news. I try to do it every day. It's a 1-minute newscast.
I love it, actually. I really like that you're doing that. Fun.
I kind of rip off the weekend update, but just do it in 1 minute.
How's the views on that? You getting a lot of traffic?
Yeah, I get 400 or 500 on each one.
Awesome. Okay. You deserve it, bud. That's good shit.
So, be nice. Wear a mask. Jay?
And yes, please go get Laundered Words. I was listening to it before. Put Laundered Words when it drops. Put it in your workout mix. Nate, you killing that. I like the cadence. I like the beat. You killing that. I'm about to put that in the little workout mix because it made me feel a little pumped. So I was with it. I'm with it. So make sure you get Laundered Words. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, Bad Culture TV. Also go to Black Girl Nerds. Things discovered this week. I interviewed Melanie Griffin and Don Johnson's son. What's her? Dakota Johnson. And I had no idea her fans were fanatical as fuck. Like, her fans are off the chain. My little interview with her went semi-viral.
That's Google awesome.
If you Google her, my video comes up first. My interview. Right? Dakota Johnson. She was in 40 Shades of Grey, whatever the hell that's called. And 50 Shades of Grey. And she's in a movie called Our Friend with Casey Affleck, which was very interesting to do an interview for a women's brand with Casey Affleck. So that's always interesting. So, but that's over on Black Girl Nerds. If you want to watch that stuff, subscribe to Bad Culture. My Instagram is still my name _ my last name because I never got my old one back. And make sure you follow the Illuminerdi.
Yes, the Illuminerdi. All their shows are fantastic. Don't listen to me. We'll go to all the Illuminerdi stuff.
Don't watch them Power Ranger shows. Watch this show. But make sure you subscribe to the Illuminerdi on YouTube. Visit the website every day. Follow on Instagram. Man, breaking a lot of stories. I know our boy Joe just did interviews for WandaVision, so make sure you watch those. That show is kind of blowing up. It's really entertaining. The first show in the Marvel Universe to spin off into something else. So that's pretty cool. And that's it.
Oh, and real quick, before we get out and we all salute and say goodbye, there might be a big guest coming up on our show in the next coming weeks. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, people?
No. We're just trying to nail it down.
Yeah, that's what there might be. There might be. No fucking help from Shay, I'll tell you that fucking much right now.
Right.
It might be the same night as the Royal Rumble, so
maybe. It might be our own run-in. That's the 31st participant if that happens.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Let's just say there's things in the works that are Nashville-centric.
You're welcome, Shay. We're going to get you a place on a better show than ours. Don't worry about it.
Just you'll only have to be here for a little bit. It's fine. I believe that's it.
Station. And that's it. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, to another show. Hope you enjoyed me and Pumps' new 4K cameras. Whatever Nate is doing over there don't matter. We can hear him. He can't see him, but it don't matter. But thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week, and have a good night.